Okay, let's try this again. I tried making a video. I was like so into my video. I'm not really good at editing. I haven't even like researched how to edit videos and stuff yet. So I was like going 10 minutes into my drive to work, and then I realized I forgot my wallet, so I had to turn all the way back, and then I just pretty much messed up my whole video that I made. But I was talking about like ADHD in the military. Like I have ADHD, inattentive, and being in the military is hell. You know, it's hell, but you get through it once you keep pushing. You know, keep pushing through. Like I remember joining. I've been in for 6 years now, and I first joined when I was in 2016. 2016, I went to Fort Benning for basic training, and I remember me being so lost in the sauce. Like I didn't know what was going on around me. The drill sergeant pushed out something that you had to do. Put it in your ruck march. Like the rules they set out, and that shit would just go through my brain. I wouldn't get anything. I remember small details they would do. Like I remember when we went to the DFAC, they said small tray of the food. You know, you had to take your small tray and bring it to the food, and then you dump your food onto the tray. And I was hearing what he was saying, but when I got up there, I just like forgot what he told me. So then I'm over here, he's yelling at me like, "You think you're better than everyone at 152? Well, get up there and scream small tray to the food to everybody." And you feel so dumb, you know, you feel humiliated. Because you don't even mean to do the things that you do, it just happens. Like you feel like you're in a movie just because all the dumb stuff that you put yourself through from not being able to pay attention. Oh man, there's traffic here, holy cow. And hold on, let me get in this. Let me go Dukes of Hazzard in this fucking traffic real quick. But yeah, I would be getting yelled at all the time. I think everyone knew my number, 152. Like I wanted to be that guy. Like when I first joined, I'm gonna be that guy that they don't know my name at the end of this. No, they knew my name real quick because I could not pay attention to them. They thought that I was just misbehaving and stuff. But I didn't want to get yelled at. I didn't want to put my battle buddies through hell, because let me tell you, I got my battle buddies smoked all the time because of the little details they give you. Because the military's biggest thing is pay attention to the details. And for an ADHD person, you don't pay attention to no details. Once someone tells you, you just flush that shit. And I got some stories from basic training that are just funny. But I remember my drill sergeant telling me, he's like, "I don't think you're gonna make it." You know, he's like, "I feel like you're not gonna make it. I feel like this ain't for you." And at first I thought it wasn't, because it was hell. Like I was always getting yelled at. And you know how with ADHD person, you're pretty a sensitive person. Like when someone tells you something you don't like, that shit just eats out at you all day. That battle just told me, it's like, it's just drill sergeant, it's just their job. But I took it to heart. You know, I would take those things to heart. Like they were really meaning what they're saying, and I bet you they were, because I would always be messing up. And you know, when someone's always messing up, it kind of pisses you off. So I understood why they were pissed. But I didn't want to be like that, you know. I wanted to be that top fucking soldier. And then I became one. Like I just kept going and going and going, no matter what. And eventually, you know, what really saved me in basic training was just my PT. Like I was really good at PT, and I was always staying in shape, because ADHD, it's kind of, you're always in shape because you're always moving, you're always fiddling around, burning calories. And I got a high PT score at the end, I think over like a 300. And that's what got me promoted from an E1 to an E2. I was one of the few in base training to get promoted up. And that looked really good on my career. But then after that, I thought that's when we go to our duty station. You know, it's like, ooh, this is base training's over with. Nah. we go to AIT. And then AIT was such a struggle for me as well. Like, it was such a fast learning. Like, they do a class on Monday, and they do a test on Friday, and if you fail, you go to a different class, and you just get put behind. I think my MOS for aviation for 15 Papa was 8 weeks. I was there for about 5 months. I was there a lot longer because I failed 3 classes. I felt so stupid because I remember, like, all my friends, right? We'll do a class, and then I talk to them like, man, did you get anything that guy said? And he's like, no, man, I don't. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm not the only one, you know? But it turns out I was the only one, because then they will be passing their test, and I won't be passing my test. I'll be failing. But then I had this one instructor that really helped me out. Like, you know, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have passed the IT at all, because when I failed, he would take me back and he would correct my answers. He'd be like, this is what this is, and he would talk me through it, and then I would start clicking in my brain because he had a way of talking to me. Because when I was doing the test, I just could not understand the questions at all. Like, I felt so stupid. And it's so embarrassing when you're sitting out in the hallway knowing you failed, and you're seeing your classmates walking away, going to their next, just excited and happy they're going to their next fucking test. And I'm sitting there waiting to talk to the commander that I failed 3 times. And he told me, he's like, if you fail one more time, we're going to have to reclass you. And I don't want to be reclassed because I went through all that anyways. I don't want to be doing another job. I wanted to finish that one. But then eventually I graduated AIT. And then I go to my first duty station. And I was having a good military career because it was such a new challenge. I was hyper-focusing on my job, doing everything right. And I got ranked up pretty fast. Then we go to Afghanistan. And the one thing I don't like about, you know, military is just a lot of paperwork you have to do, and a lot of tests, and a lot of training courses. But eventually you just start programming that shit in your brain, so it just becomes normal. But I remember I had this one job. It was a Charlie Company job in the medic field. And that job was really cool because you're actually doing like real life stuff, 9 lines. It was really exciting when you're doing that stuff by yourself. It was such a challenge. And that's when I got promoted to specialist. And I'm still a specialist. But yeah, I remember my first month I got promoted to specialist. And then next month after that, hold on, I'm going through the gate. You too. And the next, I think it's like next month or a month after that, I was told I had to have duty on Saturday. I was on call, and my friend's like, man, you should come out to this party on Saturday. And I was like, alright, but I have work on Saturday, so I'm gonna have to leave early. And they're like, oh, that's fine, just come out and just have a good time. You don't have to drink or anything like that. But I was having such a good time that I just totally forgot about Saturday. And I was on call. So I got in huge trouble for that. I even got my rank deducted from an E4 to an E2. And that really sucked, but it was all my fault, you know. Like, I can't sit here and blame ADHD, but at the same time, I told them that I knew I had work on Saturday, but I went anyways to the party, and then I just totally forgot that I have work on Saturday. Yeah, and then I come back and they give me with the field, an Article 15 field grade, drop my pay. Yeah, it was hell for a little while. But like they thought my military career was over with, but it didn't dawn on me that I was gonna quit. I just kept going. And they realized that I was good. I was gonna get my stuff back, because I even got a good, what was that, like, I forgot what the award is, but once you're good for a whole year, I got an award for that. So you get no trouble for a whole year. And eventually, I think after like a year and like 3 months or so, I got my specialist back. And then I go to another company, and that's when it's time for me to get ready for the board, you know. And this is during COVID, so the board was supposed to be easy. And I studied a lot. Like, I had over a bunch of flashcards, man. Like, a lot of flashcards. I learned ACO Creed. I was like hyper focusing on this because I really wanted to be sergeant. It's like my number one goal, and I'm still trying to get sergeant. But I remember going to the board the first time, and it was just a sergeant major and I with my NCO. And he starts asking me questions that I didn't study. Like, I didn't have my flashcard. Like, I went to the mock board, and I did good on that because they're asking me questions that was on MOI. When I went to the sergeant major's office, he didn't ask me questions on MOI. He asked me like Bill of Rights questions, Congress questions, weapons questions, and stuff that just threw me off completely. And I was still trying to be confident, but he still gave me 60%. He said, come back next month and we'll get this out. And I'm like, all right. So I go and study again. And this time, it wasn't just sergeant major and I, the next board. It was, I think, 4 first sergeants. Yeah, 4 first sergeants and the sergeant major. And I noticed with ADHD, anxiety is a huge factor as well. I don't know why, but when I got into the board, I felt like a chihuahua. Like, my legs started shaking. I'm like sitting there shaking like a wet dog. And they caught on to that, because if you come into the board and you're nervous, they're gonna get you on that, and they're gonna hit you hard on that because you're supposed to come in there confident. So right away, I pissed them off being nervous. So they started asking me really tough questions that I was not getting because they were not on my flashcards or nothing like that. So then they kicked me out. They're like, man, you're way too nervous. Because after like 3 questions, I didn't get any of them right. And he's like, all right, come back next month. He's like, you need to learn how to calm your nerves, come back, be confident, you know, because that's what we're looking for confidence. And I'm like, all right, I saluted and walked out. I was so upset. And then I go for the next month. And then I study again for the next month. And then I'm sitting there. I walk into the board. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty confident guy, but when I got into the board, I just felt like such a wimp, you know? I walked in there again, and my legs just started shaking again. I can't control my leg shaking. I don't know what it is. It's so embarrassing because it's something you can't hide. It just happens, and then everyone can see it. Your pants are shaking. You're sitting there, you can't calm your nerves at all. Like, they sit there and tell you to breathe. Like, breathe, sit in your chair, breathe. And you're breathing, but you're not calming down. And then when you're nervous, you shut everything off in your brain. So they're asking you questions, and you should know. Like, they're trying to help you answer the questions too. But I just couldn't grasp it. And they kicked me out of the board again. They're like, hey, you need to come back next month. And after that, I was like, I'm not going to this board no more, because I don't want to embarrass myself no more. So I told them I'm not going to the board in this unit. I'll go to the next unit and try to go for the board. And that's what I did. And they told me that's a bad move because the new unit's not going to know anything about me. And I said, that's fine. But I've been here. I went to Fort Carson this year. Hold on, they're doing PT. But I went to Fort Carson this year in January. And I've been here for a while. Now, September, yeah. And they're giving me to the board on Friday. Dang, what's going on here? Yeah, on Friday I'm going to the board. and I've been studying my ass off. But this MOI seems like it's okay. Like, it's telling you where to go to study, like the chapters you need to study. They highlighted everything for you, so it seems like they want you to pass. You know? So hopefully I do pass. If I don't, I'll be really upset, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, military with ADHD, it's just a wild ride. Like, it's just a roller coaster of all these things. You just feel like you're in a movie because how stupid you can make yourself look, and just all this stuff that you go, and you just feel so immature too. I don't know if anyone else has that problem too. Like, I'm 26 years old, and I have soldiers at like 20, 21, and I feel like I'm so much more immature than them. Like, my impulses are crazy. I just blurt out everything. I'm always talking. I'm always moving. I just say crazy stuff. I can't stop. Like, I remember I every time I go to work, I coach myself. I'm like, I'm not gonna be like that. Like, I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that. Like, I'm 26. I'm supposed to be a leader here soon, and I'm over here being like a goofball. Like, I am pretty much going to work, and I have my red nose and my big old clown shoes ready to go put on when I need to be the entertainer. And I don't want to be like that, but it just happens. Like, I know you gotta coach yourself to not be like that, but it's so dang hard. So dang hard. Man, they're doing PT crazy over here. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Just ADHD in the military. Because I know I watch YouTube videos and they don't really have people talking about that. They're just like getting waivers and stuff to get into the military. And I did try. That's another thing. I did try to get medication in Fort Wainwright in Alaska. But they just told me that I just needed sleep. Like, you just need sleep. You just need sleep and all this. And I was telling them that that's not what it is, but who's going to really argue with the captain, you know, when they're your therapist there? Because I went to behavioral and health to get medication because I wanted to actually focus and not be a fucking goofball. Because I want my career to go far. I don't want to be a specialist forever. I don't want to, like, that's why I got so bored in my job too. I'm getting so bored. Like, my dopamine's, like, I know, like, I don't have no dopamine for this job no more. So I'm sitting there not doing anything when I used to do a lot. Because I know what's going on. My brain's just like, this job ain't interesting for you. And I want to be back doing my job and doing good. So I hope I can go to behavioral health Fort Carson and see how it is here. But we'll find out. I'll probably make a next video saying what happens. But yeah, this is I'm at work now, so I'm gonna cut this video off. But just want to speak to you guys about ADHD in the military. And I hope you guys have a good day, and peace.